nemesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never pose. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros are comments made by Frank Warren. Basically, Frank Warren is not co-signing the reports that Andy Ruiz is going to be Tyson Fury's next opponent. Let's take a look at the article. So this article is from The Sun, but it's a direct quote from Frank Warren. I know how some of you feel about The Sun. It says, Andy to know Tyson Fury's promoter denies confirmation over Andy Ruiz Jr. deal after ex-champ appears to reveal fight is official. So apparently Andy Ruiz took to social media, and it says the Mexican-American 33 added fuel to the fire after resharing a mocked-up fight poster of the two. It read, Tyson Fury versus Andy Ruiz is official July 22nd. And he accompanied it with an emoji of the UK flag. But despite Ruiz's tease, Hall of Fame promoter Warren told Boxing News that no deal is set in stone. The famed British matchmaker saw talks for the first ever 4-belt undisputed decider break down amid a roll over the split 4 rematch. Now, Usyk 36 has been ordered into a WBA mandatory title defense against Daniel Dubois, 25, with talks ongoing. Joyce, 37, looked in line to fight Fury in a summer stadium bout until his shock loss to Zhang, 39, with a rematch expected to follow. And so, is there any more here? Here it says, Fury himself announced that news was impending and talked up his monstrous next fight. He said, got some massive news coming. An imminent fight date, an absolute monstrous fight. Keep tuned because the WBC World Heavyweight King is back in action, coming very soon. And that's what he posted. So you see that there. So Frank Warren saying that Andy Ruiz is not set in stone, but Tyson Fury is saying that there is some monstrous news about his next opponent that's going to be delivered. I'm turning over to you, Conspiracy. What do you make of all this?
I like to imagine that the monstrous news is going to be Fury versus Usyk in December. You know what I'm saying? Wow, the cat's out the bag. You know what I mean?
So you think that's what it's going to be? Is that what you think?
It has to be. It has to be. Like, because remember, that was the rumors anyways, that the Saudi Arabia, the Saudi prince or whatever wants to make this mega tournament thing. You know what I mean? So, like, it only makes sense for Fury and for Usyk to clash for undisputed. So I think that it makes the most sense. And Frank, for a number of reasons why I don't think Fury versus Ruiz makes sense, because Ruiz isn't one of Frank's guys anyways. So I don't think he want to run the risk of Fury possibly losing a belt to a non what's his team called?
Queensberry Promotions.
Queensberry Promotion fighter, right? So I just think Fury, if anything, they'll probably like shopping around, like, all right, if he doesn't fight Usyk, who can we put in with Fury that people will want to see, that we could kind of be like, yeah, this is still a threat, yada, yada, yada. But now that this whole thing about Undisputed is back on, they're probably like, yo, let's just wait until December, unless Fury's like, nah, I need a tune-up. And they're not going to risk a tune-up with Andy Ruiz. They're going to give him somebody else. Even though, obviously, I believe Tyson Fury could beat Andy Ruiz, they're probably like, it's not worth the risk, So it makes sense why Frank's denying Ruiz, you know what I mean? But it makes sense for, if they don't have the undisputed fight, for Usyk to go up against Dubois, because obviously Dubois is with Frank. So it works out for Frank in Frank's favor to to see if they could get the belt from Usyk, you know. But nonetheless, let's just say hypothetically, Dubois gets lucky and beats Usyk. I'm be honest, man. That'll be like trash. And hopefully, I'm just being real. I will hope Usyk will win in the rematch because if you know, as much as I talk about Usyk, Usyk is way more known and respected than a Daniel Dubois. You know what I mean? Especially after what happened to Daniel against Joyce. You know, so I don't know. I don't believe this is going to be official at all, and it just makes sense why Frank Warren's denying it, and which I don't understand why Ruiz would go publicly and start promoting it with a date and everything without contracts being signed. You know, like what's the point of advertising the fight before anything is set, signed, sealed, and delivered? So it just seems strange. But Ruiz, I respect your hustle, man. Like I guess this is the tactics that got you the AJ fight. You know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe you could get you become a second-time champion again.
He can believe and receive it, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? These backwards deals and everything, man, that he be trying to pull off, man. So it is what it is.
All right, TBE.
Yeah, it looks like Ruiz is taking another shot in the dark because he didn't expect to get the AJ fight when it happened, but Eddie responded. So for this, like Frank Warren denying it, it's like, nah, we're not doing that again. We're not going that same route. And it does speculate. I know we spoke about Boxing Mania was supposed to take place in December, where the heavyweights face off, and then we have other good cards that's on the fight.
That's right, Ned. Boxing Mania. They've been watching Boxing Bros too. We talked about Boxing Mania a while ago. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna let it slide. Yo. I called it, and now it look like it's happening. It look like it's gonna be a precedent. I did say in December, right? I said it when we. If you go,
I don't know. I can't go that deep, but I do know you brought up Boxing Mania. In December
on Boxing,
I can give you that.
On Boxing Day, you have Boxing Mania. I did say this. We have Boxing Mania where you have all the best fighters in the sport fight against each other, and then it goes from next year, whatever, and so on. And now it want to take place with the heavyweights first, but this is going to set a precedent in the sport where Boxing Mania is going to be something special, where we're going to have maybe TC versus Spence, maybe Loma versus Tank. That's the shot at G. G, fix your face. I don't like your face.
I'm not saying anything, man. I'm just listening to
maybe we just get these great fights on one. We don't have to
face, G.
pay-per-views.
I'm sorry. Let me just smile more.
No, don't be fake. You see, fans, I'm still war ready. The war paint, I had to, I
had to clean his makeup. You know what I mean?
Watch him go. I can't stand G right now. But Boxing Day, I don't know if it has anything to do with boxing, because I never looked up the origin of it, but it sounds like it's like a day. I just know there's history of fighters fighting on Boxing Day. So let's make Boxing Day special, where we give the fans what they want in Boxing Mania. But Wilder, AJ, Fury, Usyk, DC Spence, all on one day. That's who wouldn't love that day? Who wouldn't spend their money on that day? Forget Christmas presents. It's Boxing Mania. You get what I'm saying? That's what we got to throw at the public. Forget Christmas presents. It's Boxing Mania. Everybody gathers around the television and watch fighters fight. Gee, you rub your forehead one more time.
Hey, I wasn't even trying to be rude. My fault. Pardon me.
But I feel, yeah, this fight's not gonna happen. Ruiz is a free agent, and I feel since he's a free agent, he's not trying to look for established, or he's not trying to look for a promotion company that's gonna back him, since he did get that big fight on his own. He got it on his own, and I feel Ruiz feels he could get it on his own and he can get big fights on it without dealing with any big promotion companies. But this fight's not gonna happen. I didn't expect it to happen when I heard it first. When I heard the speculations about it the first time, so it's not official. Okay,
G, you better not rub your head, G. Don't
better
even
not.
think about rubbing your
One more time.
forehead, G. Okay, pause. All right. Look, my man Ruiz speaking, believe it, receive it out this piece. You know, maybe he wanted to generate some buzz because he knew if he announced it, people were going to talk about it. It would get back to Frank, it would get back to Tyson, and then they would have to answer questions about it, which in turn puts him on their radar. Like, hey, Ruiz is available. He's probably a good opponent for you. Now, I don't want to write him off because it's the sport of boxing, and sometimes people jump the gun on announcements. Remember, we knew that Anthony Joshua was fighting Jermaine Franklin before they actually announced it. And this same type of thing happened where they try to deny that AJ was going to fight Jermaine Franklin, and then it ended up being Jermaine Franklin. So I don't want to make it seem like Andy Ruiz is just some dude out here who's, I mean, maybe he is under the impression that he's fighting Tyson Fury on the 22nd. And he posted a UK flag. So I think if you bring Andy Ruiz to the UK, the dude who beat Anthony Joshua, and fight him in a stadium, I do think it does something for Tyson Fury. If Tyson Fury can knock out Andy Ruiz, right, there are going to be a lot of Tyson Fury supporters who are going to see that as a victory, a notch under Tyson Fury's belt, to where he can say he did something that Anthony Joshua couldn't do. And remember, Andy Ruiz was supposed to be Deontay Wilder's opponent, but they could never come to terms on that. Again, though, Andy Ruiz is going through a lot. There's a lot of allegations from his ex, ranging from physical abuse to physical assault to sexual assault. So, I mean, there's a lot going on with Andy Ruiz right now. And so, like I said, I don't know. I don't know if that's I mean, it's not a bad fight. In terms of fights for Tyson Fury, that fight isn't a bad fight. I know that Zhang's out there. You said it's
Not
a bad fight?
it's not a good fight in comparison, because people want to see Fury fight Usyk. You can't, like, dodge Usyk for Ruiz, bro. It's kind of like, nah.
If you're Fury and you feel like you need a tune-up and you get Ruiz in there, I mean, Ruiz is not going to give you the type of footwork that you get from Usyk, but he is going to give you some decent hand speed that you can work with. And so I think, again, if you're Fury and you feel like you need to get in the ring, because remember, Fury's an active guy. Remember I told you he fought Deontay Wilder, his third fight in 9 months. And even in between his rematches with Deontay Wilder, he always wanted a tune-up. So I'm telling you, if Fury fights Ruiz in July and he looks good, it wouldn't surprise me for him to be like, yo, let's do it in December with Usyk, because he's that type of dude. He likes the activity. He likes to be active. He likes to feel confident. He likes to be in camp. He likes his tools to be sharpened. So I think if he fights Ruiz July 22nd, it may be a good thing in terms of I'll put it like this. Let's say that there's really negotiations for this Boxing Mania tournament in December between the heavyweights. I don't think Tyson Fury fighting in July means that he won't do it in December, given his history, because he likes to be active and he likes to take the fights. And if he views Andy Ruiz as another tune-up, then yeah, it wouldn't shock me if he fought Ruiz in July and then he agreed to fight Usyk in December. Anything else? No. All right. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can listen to our podcast on all major streaming services. Please check out the next video where we talk about Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia doing 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. We are the Boxing Bros.